Hey, welcome back to that Twitch break that everyone's super excited for. It's Mass from BonkTable, supposed to go over all these lists. Here we have King of Nothing. I've met this man. He's actually phenomenal and a really good player, super awesome guy. If you get a game in with Emmanuel, also known as King of Nothing, you'll have a fantastic time, as he's a fantastic player and a super great guy to play. I've repeated myself, but that's okay. If I repeat myself, you know it's true. And also that you should write it down, because this is a test. You will be tested on this list, because what Emmanuel has brought today is complete and utter bullshit. I had an interview with Emmanuel about his Heos and the Italian meta. That should come out at some point, if you're wondering about BonkTable content. But he did give me a little spoiler on this list, where he told me he is running 3 Triverata Chandivata. I butchered that, but basically this is the shooting bird in Sorcerer Kings. He was going to run 4, but then decided to run 3 because a Mahut was better. And I do agree with him. Knowing how Emmanuel plays and how good he is at this game, this is going to be a really brutal list, and it's going to probably be a contender for top spot. I think there's for sure 2 other people that are going to put him through the ringer at Amulet D20. That's going to be Podwis and Sanex, who are also phenomenal players, and I met at Heos. If you ever get a chance, please play these gentlemen. They're lovely to play, they're awesome guys, and they bring out like a high skill level to the game, and it's going to be a blast. So Emmanuel is bringing Sorcerer Kings. He's got a Maharaja with Court of Earth and a favorite of Hummus who's running goals, and a Mahut in air. The Mahut in his Court of Earth, we have to kind of go over the spells because this is going to be a weird one because a lot of this stuff hasn't really been shown yet. There's not a lot of stuff on what's out just yet and what things are doing. So for spells for Court of Earth, we got Sunder requires 3 successes. Ejective Zone counts as hindering in addition to being an ejective zone. That's nice. Stabilize until end of round. Friendly elemental regiments within 8 of him do not suffer the effects of aura, death, and decay. Probably not casting that too much. Overwhelm, attunement 3 in scaling. Target Court of Earth elemental regiment gains trample +2. Oh wow, he could just cast that on, I don't know, his Mahut. He's got Hurl. Shoot, target enemy suffers 4 hits and armor piercing 1. Range 12, attunement 3. That's a pretty good attack spell. Reincarnate, attunement 4. Target regiment heals 3 wounds. I already hate this. The Mahut healing? No, not good. Bad. He's also got his rituals, what is gonna be a bit of a problem for a lot of people. He's got the Gift of Earth, where you nominate a point on the battlefield, even one beneath a regiment, you place an Earth marker there. Within 3 of the Earth marker, friendly Court of Earth regiments have regen 2. It remains in play until the end of the battle. Only 1 Earth marker may be on the table at one time, and if they swap. So he's 100% going to get Mahut into position to either fight something in a certain spot, or to hold off a zone. He's then going to cast the Gift of Earth and just have it sit where the Mahut is, so it's going to get regen 2. He's then going to heal it 3 wounds every turn. It's 20 wounds with Oblivious and Dread and Harden 1 on its D3, R3 with Evasion 2. This thing, it's going to take forever to fucking kill this thing, to be honest. Oh my god, already. Next ritual is Earthquake. Enemy regiment within target piece of zonal terrain while within 3 of the Earth markers suffer 6 hits and may not heal until the end of round. These hits don't cause morale, so already he's doing damage off of it. Then he's got Kiss Earth, target-friendly non-monster regiment that's currently composed of 2 or less stands and is immediately destroyed. Its stands do not remove from the battlefield, instead they remain as obscuring, traversable, hindering pieces of the zonal terrain. Sweet. I feel like that 3 stands of ghouls is going to be sacrificed at some point. But this Earth Maharaja is really just setting up an unkillable Mahut. Hopefully at the edge of his zone near closer to his opponent so they can't get in. And they just get locked out and have to deal with this thing, and it's going to be freaking ridiculous. This is really powerful, and people should be aware of it. Next thing we got here is the Sorcerer. She's in Court of Air. She's going to be running goals. And our first Shooty Bird. Let's talk about the Shooty Bird. The Shooty Bird is really, 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 really good. There are a couple things that are going for it. First off, it's a medium. It's going to make it come onto the table pretty effectively just because of how reinforcement rules work. And it's speed 8. It can also, so it's just going to be up the table when it shows up. Its offensive capability is, it may perform a volley action in contact with an enemy's regiment. In addition, if a Court of Air Ritual command card was activated during the previous draw command step, the Terravana may perform a free volley or free spellcasting action during its activation. So It's not going to get free movement, but it is going to get free shots. So you could literally... Is it free additional or just free? It's a free one. Okay. So it can't just take more than one shot, but it does get to shoot. So you could have it up the table. It could have that ritual, that air ritual. Then it can move up twice and shoot, or it can move, shoot, cast spell, whatever it needs to do. It's nonsense. Aim shots on it is always, give a +1 to its volley 2 base. That's good. Torrential Fire. We love Torrential Fire with an effective range. It is Barrage 5, but whenever it's in combat with stuff, hitting with 11 shots and then casting a spell and then clashing because you're going to do this right after a ritual is just going to be enough damage to kind of push things off. Lightning Bolt isn't going to be a phenomenal spell, especially into kind of defense 3 because it's hits per success and then plus whatever the defense of the target is. Lifting Winds is a movement buff. +2 to the Regiment's March Tradition for its first March action. That's fine. Depending on what's happening on the table, you might chain this off different shooty birds. So one of them's on the zone, not in range of anything, casts Lifting Winds onto another bird. The bird then moves up 10, shoots somebody, and let's say there was an air ritual, shoots somebody and lightning bolts them, and they're like, I'm dead! Like, great. There's 3 of these things. The other part that makes these things even more annoying is that I believe with Air Elemental, when this regiment performs a March action, the regiment adds +1 to its evasion stats to a max of 3. So it's encouraging move and shooting. Going up to E3 is way better than D3. However, it doesn't. It's still E2, what's a good stat line with D3, Resolve 4 at 17 wounds. They're going to be super annoying to kill. They're going to do a lot of offensive capability. They're also monster stands, so they have some good force concentration. And he's running 3 of them. So on top of having the unkillable Mahat, you have to deal with 3 of these guys. That gets us next into our Court of Air, Court of Water Warlord. Court of Water, I'll talk about that for a little bit. That's going to have your water marker. We can go into rituals here. Nominate a boy on the battlefield. You get a water marker. It acts as water. Can only be completed, blah, blah, blah. Once this ritual is successfully completed, you may immediately select one other Court of Water ritual you currently have access to start beginning. So this gets into mud bending, as the list is called. And what you do is you put down the point of earth underneath the Mahat, and then you put the point of water underneath the Mahat on top of Dread, on top of Oblivious. And your opponent can't do anything to the Mahat, and the Mahat says, this is mine, go away. Or you spread that out, because, once they figured out this is mine, go away, you just move all that somewhere else, because why not? And just start up again. It's going to keep a lot of his monsters alive. The 6 inches, he just plops it right in front of his various monsters, and puts it in such a way that his opponent has to sit in it, take the negatives, while he does not have to take the negatives. He's perfectly capable of doing that, and he's just going to have a fun time doing mud bending. He does have Bound to the Elements, so he counts as a brute. He's running double Steelheart Djinn and more of the shooty birds. So he's going to be sitting in one of these units of Steelheart Djinn. Probably the 5 block of Steelheart Djinn. And he's got an MSU. The 5 block of Steelheart Djinn is going to move very quickly with Air Elemental and on Soaring Winds. They can get to places and just kind of fly over stuff. Their 5 attacks at Cleave 2 and Clash 3 is just pretty good. It does hurt. You got to be careful about that. And the rituals there, I think he has like a Fluid Formation ritual, or it gives a free reform. So he's going to be able to go from a tight brick, spread out, angle, charge, hit, go in, do a bunch of damage, stuff like that. Followed up by once more, 2 more shooty birds. I like this list. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. It's a bit lower on the cards, but he can kind of play it back. He can kind of take his time. He can set up in the right spot. He has a lot of advantages based on the rituals and the spells coming in. And he's got a lot of damage with the Terror. I'm just going to call them the Shooty Birds. I'm not going to try and keep saying this name. He's got a lot of damage coming in from them and his big block of Steelheart Djinn. He's got his MSU block. That's just going to be nice to kind of support the Mahat if need be, depending on how the table lay looks out. The goals, one of them can be sacrificed. The other one's going to be sitting with the Sorcerer. That's all fine. I think Emmanuel is going to go very far with this list. This is going to be really annoying to deal with. Anti-spellcasting tech is going to be really relevant into this matchup. So the Tempered Steel Shaper with Dweg is going to help out a lot. Especially that one list we talked about where it's like a tempered steel shape, like double tempered steel shaper, and a stone forge to project reroll 6s against shooting, and minus or additional scaling and or additional successes when casting on stuff within like 8 or 10 of them. That's going to help out a lot into this list. So hopefully King of Nothing dodges that matchup. But besides that, this is going to be really fun. He showed me the boxes. He owns these minis. He's excited to play it, and I'm excited to see how well he does. I think he's going to have a phenomenal time. This list has a lot of strengths and very little weaknesses. So a lot of people have to be very careful when playing into this. So thank you very much, and let's go check out our next list.